and welcome to Extension Network. I'm Terry Carter with the University of Georgia's Cobb County Extension. Today we have 4 delicious recipes to make for you today. We have a wonderful person here. This is Chef Justin McAlpine, and he's going to be making 2 delicious dishes today, and I'll make 2 dishes as well. 3 of our 4 dishes will be no-cook dishes, so you don't even have to turn the stove on. One of them will require just a little bit of cooking. So let me go ahead and get Chef Justin started. So, Chef Justin, what are you going to be making for us today?
Okay, so today I'm going to make a herb potato salad.
Okay.
I'm going to make a summertime squash and zucchini salad.
All right.
Really bright colors, really easy to make, and I'll just jump right into it.
All right, go ahead.
I want to make my vinaigrette first.
All right.
This is a honey mustard vinaigrette.
Okay.
And I'm going to start off with some extra virgin olive oil. It's good to do your vinaigrette first because you can allow your ingredients to marinate, and it'll really flavor the ingredients. I'm gonna grab a little thyme and put it in here.
Okay.
Kind of twist it up, get the oils out.
Oh, that's a kick on it. So that's fresh thyme, right?
That's fresh thyme.
Okay, and fresh thyme can be grown in your garden. You don't have to go out and buy this.
That's correct.
It's easy to grow.
I'm gonna grab salt and pepper. You season this too, but you also always season your vinaigrette.
Okay.
When you're cooking, you never want to leave anything bland.
Oh, okay, so that's something I didn't know.
Exactly. The mustard is going to give the creaminess to the vinegar.
Okay.
Okay.
So what type of mustard are you using?
That's Dijon mustard.
Dijon mustard, and
Yes,
I see it looks like it's whole grain as well.
It is whole grain, it's coarse, but you don't have to get the whole grain.
Okay.
You can get to your liking.
Okay, so if you don't want the coarse, you can. I think I rather like the coarse.
You like the coarse? It gives a little bit more texture and more contrast.
Yeah.
I'm going to squeeze lemon juice in here now. That's your acidity. The fruitiness comes from the olive oil and the vinaigrette. And the lemon juice gives the acid acidity that you look for.
Okay.
And I like to do 3 to 5 with 3 being vinegar and 5 being the oil.
Okay, for those of you who don't really understand what that means, 3 to 5 meaning you said 3 parts vinegar or 3 parts oil?
3 parts vinegar to 5 parts oil. 3
parts vinegar to 5 parts oil. So that's basically a 5 to 3. And basically what you're doing is when you create a vinaigrette, you're going to be mixing things together. So if you don't like a lot of acidity, you'll hold back on that acidity and put more oil in there. So he did a 5 to 3.
5 to 3. And you shake it up really good. This is where you bash up your flavors, get your creaminess.
Simple to do in just a regular old mason jar.
All right. And look at this, you just simply pour the creamy vinaigrette.
Oh, wow. It's that simple, huh?
Over your potatoes, just like that. Now, I'm gonna show you about this. This is sugar snap peas.
Okay.
And so what I did, all I did, keep my board clean. All I did was take my sugar snaps.
I'm gonna move this so they can see that a little bit better.
Okay, and I'm just running my knife back like that. It's gonna give me a nice, pretty neat cut on the sugar snap peas.
And that's a very thin cut too.
It's a very thin cut. That's as thin as I can cut it with this knife.
And it's actually cutting through the peas inside of there
exactly.
too.
So it's really pretty. It's really pretty.
It is. It's beautiful. I've never seen it quite cut like that.
Good presentation, and I go straight in like that with all these.
Oh wow.
Like that. And you see it's coming together already.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is a mixture of Thai basil, this is thyme, and this is regular fresh basil. And I just give it a rough chop. This is a really safe cut. Hand at the top, hand at the bottom. You never have to worry about cutting yourself.
Oh wow, okay. And you're mixing all those up together and cutting them together as opposed to cutting them separately.
Exactly, you want to bruise it up a little bit. Make sure the flavors come out.
That's how you get the flavors out, is by chopping it and bruising it. Because when it's all together in the whole leaf form, you may not get all that flavor out of there. You did that quickly too.
Exactly, so I go straight in like that. And I start to mix in my bowl.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see that, cameraman.
Oh wow, it looks delicious, and that was so easy. So for this dish, the only cooking that was really required in this was to pre-cook the potatoes, correct?
Yes,
Chef?
you want to boil the potatoes until a knife sticks through really nicely. cool them down quickly so they won't overcook. And if you let them overcook, when you stir them, they'll turn into mush.
Okay, so to cool them down quickly, how do you do that?
Cool them down quickly, you can go straight into the refrigerator.
Okay.
I like to go straight into the freezer because it's faster.
Okay. But you got to be very careful. You'll freeze them if you put them into the freezer,
you do
right?
need to be careful. So safest thing, go to the refrigerator.
Okay, okay.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and plate this up.
Okay.
You can go ahead and pass me a bowl.
All right. You have a nice, beautiful bowl to plate that up in. And I'll go ahead and move this over
Thank
here.
you.
Okay.
So I'm gonna plate it up just like this. So it's nice and creamy, herby and colorful, really simple to make.
Yes, that looks good.
You can use sugar snap peas, you can use green beans, you can use the herbs you like the most.
So what about snow peas? Could we have used snow peas in this recipe as well? They're very similar to sugar snap
You
peas.
sure can. You sure can use snow peas. And then I'm gonna garnish a little bit of fresh dill because I like the way it looks over the tops.
Oh, wow.
That's always a nice look right there.
Yes, it is.
And I don't think you can go wrong.
That is very
that salad.
nice. That's beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you.
I love that. I can't wait to taste it. I won't taste it now, but I can't wait to taste it. I think that's amazing.
Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
so that's your dish number one.
That's my dish number one.
Okay.
I'm gonna go straight into the summertime zucchini and squash salad.
All right.
First, I'm gonna take my ribbons just like that.
So you're not actually peeling this to get the peel off. You're actually just making it into ribbons?
I want the peel off. I don't want to go all the way down to the core because it gets bitter.
Oh, wow, okay.
So the core.
So once you
it
start
says-
to see the seeds, you're getting close and you
yes,
want to...
you want to hold back and go ahead and start doing the other side. You see those pretty ribbons coming down?
Oh, yeah, those ribbons are beautiful. If you look at them. Very nice.
I'm gonna start right there.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna give you the color contrast comes from the zucchini.
Okay.
You can eat the zucchini all the way down to the tip. A lot of people don't eat the tip, but you can
Oh,
eat all
wow. Because zucchinis are very tender,
that. Very tender.
especially when they're this young. You don't want them to get too big because they're going to get seedy and tougher as they get big, right?
Exactly. You
All right.
want that nice. A lot of people get stuck on, oh, I grew this big squash, but you want this nice medium size. That's where you're gonna get your best flavors from.
Okay.
So that's your color contrast.
So when we say medium size, we're talking about one
A
about
standard.
this
That would be a standard size.
standard size. This is about how big you want it. You don't want it to stay, because if you leave that in the garden in a few days, it's going to be a lot bigger too. So you have to
Exactly.
really watch it when you're growing them yourself.
I'm gonna use this as my mixing bowl.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and take my ribbons and put them in here. And I'm gonna get to working on my vinaigrette now.
Okay.
So, again, I like thyme. Bash it up, bruise it up. Get the oils out. Same concept, really, with any vinaigrette. I'm going extra virgin olive oil for fruity flavor. I'll put some shallots in there. The shallots helps add a nice sweetness and slight onion effect to it.
Now, a lot of people don't know what shallots are. I'm familiar with them because my grandfather used to grow them, but they are different from an onion. Can
They
you
are
kind of
different.
describe what you think the flavor of that shallot is more like?
It's more of a sweeter effect than an onion.
Onion.
You know,
it's in the
got
onion family,
yeah,
though.
it's got the onion taste, but it's a little bit milder. You know?
Okay, yeah. So if you don't want that strong onion flavor, use the shallots. And shallots can be a little difficult sometimes to find in the stores, so you may have to look around at your farmer's market to find those shallots. And so what do we have here?
I got a nice fresh chili pepper. This is optional, of course. If you like a little heat, a lot of people take the seeds out.
Okay.
You can if you want to,
All right.
but I like the color it gives to the salad.
So those seeds are going to make it pretty hot. So if you're like me and you don't like the heat,
Yeah, you can.
you might want to go ahead and take those seeds
You
out
can
of
take
there.
them right out of there.
But if you like it spicy, go ahead and leave the seeds in.
Yeah, you can take it right out. I think I'm gonna do a little bit more.
Oh, that color is beautiful. I see yellow, green, and red. That's
Right.
beautiful.
I love cooking with color contrast.
Color is pleasing to the eye too. It makes it more pleasing when you're serving it to somebody too.
I'm gonna do a lemon vinaigrette here. Now the first one was more of a French stick vinaigrette. It was creamy. This one's gonna be what you call a loose vinaigrette,
Okay.
or a broken vinaigrette.
More
where
of
you
an
have
oil
to
and vinegar kind of base.
exactly squeeze your lemon.
but no vinegar in this case. You're using lemon as your acid instead of the vinegar. So acid comes in different forms. Most people use vinegar, but lemon juice works just as well as your acid in a salad dressing. And he's doing a fresh squeezed lemon juice here. And I will tell you, using fresh squeeze will give you much, much better results than if you go ahead and try and buy some reconstituted lemon juice from the store. Always try and use the fresh.
Exactly. So
and he's actually using a method to squeeze it without getting any seeds in there. He's letting the juice go through his fingers, and that way it's preventing the seeds from going into that.
Exactly. I'm doing that ratio that I like, 3 to 5.
Okay.
Some people do 3 to 1.
I'm more of a 4 to 1 ratio.
4 to 1.
Yeah, because I like the oil, but I really don't like the acid that much.
Exactly.
But it's generally, in the industry, I think they say 3 to 1 is normal. Some people do 4 to 1. It just depends on the way you were taught. 3 to 1, 4 to 1, 5 to 1. It just depends on what you like.
So I'm gonna go ahead and do my
shake it, shake it,
my
shake it.
shake. You can turn around and spin if you want to.
And it turns. It's not as clear. It turns into more of a creamier
It's got
dressing.
a nice look.
Oh,
And
wow.
See that? Now, if you leave it for a little while, it's gonna separate again. So every time you use it, make sure you combine the vinegar with the acid with the oil.
Okay.
And straight on like this. You just pour it over your salad, nice and creamy, lemony. It matches the color of the squash actually. Just
Oh
keep
wow,
pouring
that's
and
amazing.
pouring.
That is so pretty.
You don't want to make it too wet, but you want to make sure you coat everything. And so I seasoned that. You always want to season every product that goes into any dish. So I season with a little bit of salt.
I'm just amazed. This is a chef, I'm a cook. Those are two different things. He actually has a trained background. So can you tell me, Justin, where did you really learn to cook and what is your cooking background? Is it ethnic or where did it come from and how did you get involved in this?
I got involved in it just taking a regular class at the Boys and Girls Club in the neighborhood.
Oh wow, yeah, they had a cooking class.
They did.
So it starts that early.
And I was pretty much the only one that came to class. So I got all the awards. And but something in me just wanted to get better and better.
And that inspired you to continue your education?
Exactly. And then I developed a passion for it, went to culinary school, started reading and doing research, and that's where I really got my cooking from. So I'm gonna grab.
Now, how long have you been cooking?
I've been cooking for 10 years now.
Oh, wow, okay.
It's been 10 years now.
Okay.
So this is just herbs on here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna plate up my nice lemony salad. But to finish answering your question, I got a lot of my training in Mediterranean, Italian flavors combined.
Oh, really?
You combine those flavors, I think it's really wonderful.
Okay, Mediterranean and Italian together, because I know the Mediterranean diet is a very healthy diet.
Very healthy.
And very focused on fruits and vegetables.
Exactly.
Fresh.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's becoming very popular. That looks
that's
beautiful.
Your salad. I'm gonna do my garnish, and I'm gonna tell you the reason for the garnish that I picked. I'm gonna clean my plate up a little bit here.
Sign of a good chef. Plate it up properly.
So now people have somewhat of an addiction to sunflower seeds.
Yeah, they do.
These are some that I dry roasted. You can use almonds here, you can use walnuts.
Okay.
But so you have a semi-crunchy salad. It's good to have a nice contrast as you eat the textures. So this will add a nice
crunch to it.
Crunch to the salad. And then to finish with the nice fresh feta cheese gives it a nice salty bite.
Oh yeah.
And that is your nice summertime salad.
Oh my goodness, I love it. I love it. It looks beautiful and I know it's going to taste delicious. I know we have people back at the office that can't wait to try this. That's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
All right, let me ask you about this. So when you put this in here, these things that you put in here, this actually flavors that and gives it some extra.
It flavors it, and the longer you let it sit, let's say you let it, you really want it to marinate.
Okay.
You let it sit in there for a day or two, come back the next day, make your salad.
Wow, okay.
That's why I always like to make my vinaigrettes first. So if I don't have a lot of time, we usually have 20 minutes to 20 minutes to develop flavors, and it just adds so much to the salad. You know?
Oh wow.
So.
Well, thank you so much, Chef Justin. This has been amazing. I love these recipes. I'm so glad to have you on the show. So when we come back, I will have 2 more no-cook recipes for you. So please stay tuned. Thank you.
In 1990, in Severn, Maryland, the daughter of a clergyman was discovered by a music industry insider while pumping gas at a service station. The odds of her getting signed and spending 11 weeks at #1 on the US singles charts? 1 in 19 million. The odds of this former church choir singer going on to sell 40 million records? 1 in 15 million. The odds of the same woman winning 6 Grammy Awards and starring in 2 Broadway plays? 1 in 75 million. The odds of this musician and performer having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I'm Toni Braxton, and I encourage you to learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference.
Son, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
Mom, can I have $1? I think my purse is upstairs on the bed. It's not here. Check the dining room. No. The upstairs closet?
Moms everywhere are finding ways to keep kids active and healthy. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov.
Hello, we're back, and we're going to be making 2 more recipes here from this beautiful garden. And if I didn't mention earlier, we're here at Reconnecting Our Roots Community Garden, which is right downtown Marietta, right behind the Zion Baptist Church. So if you're interested in coming by, please do. So today we have 2 more no-cook recipes for you. The first recipe I'm going to be making is basically a tomato, basil, and mozzarella salad, also called a caprese salad. So this is a very easy salad to make. We have our tomatoes here, and we're using small tomatoes today, but you don't have to make this recipe with small tomatoes. You could very well use larger tomatoes and cut them up in pieces. I just prefer the smaller tomatoes, and we have 3 different varieties of tomatoes. You can use a lot of different colored tomatoes if you can find them. We have about 3 colors here. One is a deep red, kind of a deep orange, and then a kind of a burgundy color with a different color inside of it. So I thought the contrast was really nice. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So to make this first recipe is very simple. I'm gonna take my bowl here and take our tomatoes, pour them in.
Now, are those tomatoes different flavors?
Actually, they are different. When I tasted them this morning, each one of the tomatoes that we added in had a different flavor. My preference is the larger one here. It had the richest flavor and the most complex flavor, so I really like that. So that's what I'm looking for. I want the tomatoes to taste really good. I don't want it to just look pretty, but also to taste good. Okay, so that we put in, and then the next ingredient we have for this will be mozzarella cheese, and we're using a real mozzarella cheese, not the shredded up kind that you buy in the packages and not the block. This is what we call fresh mozzarella cheese, and it comes in small balls. We have some here that's actually in water. They come in water or they can come dried out, but they're in small balls. You can also get this in a large ball so that if you're making the tomatoes using bigger tomatoes, you can use a bigger piece of mozzarella cheese. So we're gonna go ahead and add in our mozzarella balls. There, okay? And then to this, it's very simple. Basically, we're adding olive oil here and balsamic vinaigrette. And we talked earlier when Justin was cooking about the ratio of vinegar to oil or your oil to acid. So as I said earlier, Justin, I'm due about a 3-to-1 or 4-to-1. I'm not really gonna measure it today. Because it's up to you how you want to do this and how much you want in here. Okay. But I prefer a little bit more olive oil than
So more of a subtle approach.
Yeah, a more subtle approach, because once you add in the This is balsamic vinegar. First of all, it's pretty dark, so it's going to change the color of it. So I'm going to go ahead and do what you did. And since you added in a little salt and pepper in yours, I think I'm going to copy off you and do that. That's a tip from the chef that I'm going to steal right here.
We learn from each other.
Yes, we sure do. That's the whole fun of cooking, is learning from somebody else, because nobody knows everything. So you should have to go ahead and shake this up. So I'm going to shake it, shake it, shake it. And as you can see, it's still dark, so we're going to actually have a darker dressing on here.
Now, could you use any other vinegar besides balsamic vinegar?
Oh yeah. First of all, you could use another color balsamic. This is the deep dark balsamic, but you also have a golden and you also have a white balsamic vinegar. So if you didn't want this color in here, you could definitely use a lighter color balsamic vinegar. And it doesn't have to be balsamic vinegar. It could be any type of vinegar you like. There are a lot of different flavored vinegars out on the market now. I have one that's a fig vinegar, and it's actually delicious. I have a pear vinegar that's really good as well, and it imparts just like a slightly sweet flavor to it. So we're going to go ahead and pour this over there. That looks so good to me.
That looks amazing.
Isn't that pretty?
Very pretty.
And that's all to it. And we want to toss this. I'll move that around a little bit so you can see it. We're going to toss this. And if you wanted to, you could take this to another level. You could definitely add in some red onions here to give it some color. You could add in some shallots, as you said, instead of the onions, whichever you like. But you could definitely add something to this if you wanted to. And I'm going to add in just a little bit more salt and pepper, as you said, to layer it. So I'm going to layer it. And that's all to it. I'm going to take my plate. If you would pass me that, please. We'll go ahead and plate that up. Yes. Okay, I'll take that one too. We'll sit that on there. And we'll just go ahead and plate this up here nicely.
And do you want to get a little bit of the vinaigrette in there as well as you pour?
We'll take a little bit of that vinaigrette and pour it over there. And that's your nice, simple caprese salad. This can be served room temperature, or you could make it ahead of time and you know, serve it if you wanted to. It's totally up to you, but it is pretty much a cold salad though.
It looks so fresh.
Yeah, it is very fresh. All right, so we'll put that over here and we'll move on to our next recipe. It's a little warm out here, so I'm gonna get rid of this sweat. We are outside in the middle of summer, okay? So the next recipe is something that is really interesting to me. It's fairly new to me, and it's called a spiralized sweet potato salad. And I know this may be something that is really new to most people. Justin, are you familiar with spiralized vegetables, and have you done that before?
No, I'm waiting for you to tell me.
You haven't done it? Well,
For you to tell me.
basically, I'll be honest, I cheated a little bit and I went ahead and purchased these sweet potatoes already spiralized, but I do have a gadget called the spiralizer. And basically, you can get one that is handheld, that you twist it yourself and it makes the spirals come out. Or you can purchase one that is a little bit more complex and fancy, and you put your sweet potato or whatever vegetable or fruit you're using into it, and you turn the handle and it'll spiralize it for you. I actually have that one, but it was just a little bit easier. I just noticed a week ago that some of the local grocery stores that are more upscale would carry spiralized sweet potatoes, spiralized butternut squash, and I also found spiralized beets. Nice. I didn't know what to do with the spiralized beets, so I didn't bring them today. So if you have a recipe, maybe we can do that another time.
I bet you can even like intermine those flavors together.
Yes, actually, I think the recipe had the spiralized sweet potatoes and the beets together, but that was living on the edge to me, so I decided not to do that. So I'm gonna just stick with my sweet potatoes. And basically, what we're doing here is we're kind of creating a raw sweet potato pie of sort. I'm not gonna say it's gonna taste just like a sweet potato pie, but if you're vegan or if you're a raw food person, this is a great dish to make. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with that. Very simple. We're gonna have our honey, pumpkin pie or apple pie spice, vanilla extract, and a little bit of, oh yes, this is our pumpkin pie spice already here. So I'm gonna go ahead, and I'm not measuring this out, but you most certainly can. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna add in our honey. And when you're using honey, do get a good grade of honey and a good tasting honey, because all honeys are not created equal.
Okay. I see you're using a really good amount of it.
Yeah, pretty much. It depends on the person, how much you want. If you don't want it as sweet, you can definitely use less honey, because the sweet potatoes will have some sweetness of their own. Okay, I'm gonna take my vanilla extract. I'm going to add that in as well. And I'm putting in about a teaspoon of the vanilla extract.
All right.
And we're going to add in our pumpkin pie spice. You could use the apple pie spice, or you could also mix up your own spices if you wanted to. And this is basically it. We toss it, toss it, toss it.
Yummy. I like the fact that you use natural sugar from the honey.
Yeah, the natural honey. You could also use agave, okay?
Agave.
So we'll go ahead and plate that up and let you see what this looks like as well. That was really quick, I know, right?
Very simple.
Very, very simple.
Healthy and fun.
Healthy and fun. And once again, if you don't like all of the honey, don't add the honey, because I actually have a purple sweet potato that is extremely sweet, and it probably won't even need the honey. And that is all that there is to it. That's basically it. And I'm gonna clean my plate up as well for presentation. And there you go. That is our sweet potato salad. So we've given you 4 different recipes that were very easy and from the garden. We hope that you've enjoyed these recipes. If you have any questions whatsoever, you can call us at the Extension office and we will most likely have that recipe for you. We can mail it out to you or email it to you. Thank you so much for joining us with the Extension Network.
I first started skating with my friend. He had an extra board, and then he just gave it to me, and I've been skating ever since. Well, when I don't land a trick and I have my mind set on something, and I'm not getting what I want, I just keep going for it until I get it right. My mom, she didn't go to college, so she wants me to experience that whole thing, and so I could end up getting like a good job. I think to get into college, I'll have to be determined, just like when I want to get a new trick, and skating's helped me realize I've got what it takes.
But it would be safe to keep your distance until the real secret that makes you smile.
Reliable sources say that chicken soup has found their way out of this year. Dangerous, but they are returned.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.